Now, yeah, as much as I say, no man should have dominion over man, there are laws. We do need a police system. We do need law. And like I say, law, along with our constitution, covers everything. Our lawful constitution. Not this legislature bullshit in that green pile of fucking snot. The Green Book of Fraud. Actual law. We do need some kind of penalty system. Some kind of correctional services. Hang on. Sure you're loud enough in there? Distractions. Now, a penalty system and a correctional service should not be in the same place where they mix the same people. Okay? Because you have hard criminals having dominion over people that have just made a poor choice. They put murderers in with pot smokers. They put career criminals in with people who might have been caught just a tad over the limit drink driving a couple of times. Now remember, government, these are the ones that allow alcohol to be legal with an acceptable amount of alcohol in the body. Now this goes into what I'm talking about here is, yeah, we do need some kind of a service. We do need a system. Not a revenue system, a revolving door system of crabs in the bottom of the bucket that are used. Now let's let this one out. Why? Because he drags everyone back into the bucket, which is great for fucking business. Fred goes in, Robbie gets out. Those who know me know what I'm on about. Those from around locals know exactly what I'm on about. Always busting the same dealers over and over and over. There's only 4 or 5 of them, and they are extremely low-hanging fruit. They're certainly not wealthy. They're certainly not making money. Half the time, they're trying to work out how they're going to pay their ticker to their supplier. When was the last time you heard of an actual supplier getting busted? A real supplier. Not someone who buys a pissy $30,000 worth of ice at a time, a crack at a time, and divvies that out in ounces and 8 balls. Can you see that I actually know what I'm talking about here, guys? Been there, done that, not in that level, not, okay? I just know some of the players. I know how the system works. I know how to play the game. I could do really, really well out of it if I wanted to, but I don't. Not interested. And besides, I'm too old for that shit anyway. And I'm not into damaging other people's lives. That's a scumbag fucking thing to do. Whether you're wearing the blue shirt or the hoodie. Whether you got the high-vis vest or the hoodie. And the red NKs. Right? Here's a little thing for you. Did you know when you see a pair of sneakers hanging over a power line, it means that that's directly adjacent to a drug dealer's house? That's what that represents. That's how they advertise. Anyway, I digress. This is how the whole system is used to beat you over the head with legislature that makes no fucking sense. Think about traffic infringements, right? Now, that day when that officer came here, I would have passed the lick test and there would have been nothing to it. Gone. No repercussions, nothing. But I chose not to fucking play that game. Why? Because I'm sick to death of the totalitarian tiptoe of the fucking tossers. I'm sick to death. I've had enough of the line of sovereignty, the line that is supposed to control the public service. They're our public service, not the government's fucking strong arm. I'm sick of that line getting moved and moved and moved and moved, pushing us further and further into a corner. To the point you're just going to have to step up. One day you're going to have to step over that line, okay? You're all up against the wall now and the line's right there. If it keeps moving back towards the wall you've got your back to, you've got no choice but to step over it. Capisce? Comprende? Savvy? Right. Now, I could have gone along to get along. And I would have got along just fine. That's a bit fucking selfish. That's self-interest. The reason you do that is out of self-interest and cowardice. No other reason. You're just worried about yourself. Oh, this might happen to me. So fucking what? So what? You know why that's going to happen to you? Because you allowed it to get that far in the first fucking place. It ain't stopping. The line does not stop until you make it stop. Till you demand it to stop and fucking send it back the other way. Asking them isn't going to do the job. They laugh in your face. I've had sergeants and so forth admit to me face with a smile when I say you're just writing people into criminality. You're creating criminals at the stroke of a fucking pen. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the way it is. No, that's the way we have allowed it to become. It's not the way it is. It's the way we have allowed it to become. Like I said, I could have gone along with that. Fine. Even if now this is what's really fucking retarded, right? If you get done drink driving, you get arrested or whatever, then you get bailed. Chances are, tomorrow you're allowed to drive again until you go to court, and you can keep getting adjournments, and this can go on for a year or so before you finally have to make a plea and found guilty, and then you're not allowed to drive. That's a complete fucking mockery of law. A complete fucking mockery of the judicial system. It's contempt of court. It's perverting the course of justice. It's making a mockery of the magistrates and judges. It makes a mockery of the juries that turn up to adjudicate these trials. And they keep having to just go back home again. Wasting their time, wasting their employers' time, wasting taxpayers' money for them to have their wages covered for the day to not even get the job done. The employer goes without those workers for the day because they have jury duty. It's fucking economic terrorism and domestic terrorism. At best. At worst, it's a fucking tyrannical fucking feudalist fucking state. You can fail a lick test. Okay. Straight from the cops' mouths, which I already knew because I'm not a fool and I don't believe anything I see in fictional fucking news. The news is a fictional story, let me tell you now. There's some truth to it. But believe me, there's always an agenda behind it. So they have to fictionalise it, sensationalise it to get the effect that they need in order to implement the effect that they want. Fail a lick test and still keep driving. You have 3 months to go to court, get an adjournment. I need an adjournment on the grounds that I need to seek legal advice. 3 months later, I haven't had a chance to seek legal advice because I've been ill and priority things came up. I had to deal with the kids with school, whatever. Get another 3 months. So far, we've gone up to 9 months now. You can get 3 adjournments. I've heard of people getting 4 and 5 adjournments. But legislature states we're only meant to get 3 adjournments. Well, that's 2 too many. Really, that's 1 too many. It depends. If you're stuck in a prison and you cannot get face face-to-face time with a legal representative. No such thing as a lawyer. They call themselves lawyers, but they don't practice law. They practice legislature as a legal representative. In the legal system. Not the same. So now, here's a person that could be a serial fucking crackhead, stoner, fucking pisshead fucking driver who's managed to skate for anywhere up to 9 months, still driving around, and then after court, finally they say, oh, you can't drive for 6 months or 3 months. You see how fucking stupid and retarded and how backwards Irish double Dutch that does not make fucking any fucking sense whatsoever? Can you see how that is not law? But it creates a shitload of fucking revolving door revenue, doesn't it? You see, just because you got an adjournment doesn't mean that revenue wasn't generated. Right? Here's another thing. We need to get the fucking hairy armpit brigade, bra burning, no good, do good fucking social workers out of the fucking prison system and just have a medical welfare officer. Maybe a couple of chaplains. Real chaplains. Separate the criminals from the naughty boys. Because you're turning naughty boys into fucking criminals. Because that's who they're associating with all day, every fucking day. That's who they're sharing a fucking cell or a unit with all night, every night. Yeah, they have little 2-3 bed fucking units and shit with their own kitchens and kitchenettes and everything. Okay? I don't know if everybody realises what prison actually is. It's a social networking compound. It's a networking system for criminals where they learn to be better or worse criminals, where they go and do weights. They learn how to fucking fight off bigger, nastier criminals who know how to fight. They learn that they get more and more connections. Now not just fucking town-wide, or from their municipality where they live. They now have connections fucking statewide. And where they can get crack and fucking guns and all that shit. Right? Do you realise that? Do any of you people realise how this system is being used against us? To beat us over the fucking head. And you're all, oh, send them to jail. Oh, crash his car. Don't get me started on crashing car shit. When someone crashes your car, that's willful destruction of your fucking property and theft. I don't give a fuck if the state does it or who does it. That's your property that you paid for. They have no right to just take your shit and destroy it, which is probably what they're going to do with my rifle, and the scope that's on it, which I'm not going to be allowed to have back, which is nothing more than a stronger version of this. The scope's no good without the rifle. Like the rifle, the scope's no good as a weapon. You do realise you can't beat people over the head with it. You can't shoot somebody with a fucking scope. What a retarded fucking piece of legislation that is. Hear what they're saying on houses? That's fucked in the face. It is. It's legislature. It's not law. It's legislature used to beat us over the head into fucking submission. I thought we was going to get a peaceful Christmas this year. All the actual murglers, what I call them, murders and burglars and thieves, the murglers, are locked up this Christmas. They're actually all locked up. Ping! A couple of days ago, out comes somebody after a couple of years who was supposed to be serving 8. Bumped into him downtown. He's already been in the house where he's not supposed to fucking be, with his kid who he's not meant to fucking be around, where there's a restraining order. How do I know? Just up the road here. just up the road here. I could walk there like this. That's how close up the road it is, so I know. They always make sure every fucking summer there's two or three of the fucking bad crabs who are void of fucking conscience, what I call the criminals on the police payroll. How are they getting out? The social workers go to bat for them in court. Oh, I think he served his time. He's learned his lesson, says the social worker, for the dude who never learned his lesson the last fucking 10 to 15 fucking times, who's just telling them what they want to hear and going along to get out. Give it a week and the cunt will be fucking doing the same fucking shit, just like a crab. Grab it, make it walk forwards. It'll walk forwards and toe the fucking straight line as long as you're holding on to it. As soon as you fucking give it a bit of freedom and turn away and not looking at it, he's off fucking sideways again. And do you really, when you look at it logically, from the ground level, when you're the boots on the fucking ground, right? The problem is, you've got the prosecutor who gets the win. You get the social worker who gets the win. You get the fucking so-called legal representative who gets the win. All out of the same scenario. And who loses? We do. The court loses it loses its fucking good status. The court loses reputation. You know, it loses its fucking street cred, as they say, among the good people. And everyone just keeps blaming the judges over and over and over and over and over and over again. No, it's the con artist system. Finally, you can find a judge who's never seen that face before, doesn't really know the fucking background story on that person, and believes the con artists being the prosecutors, the fucking social workers, and the legal representatives, the solicitors. Those decisions are not made in fucking court. They're made in private fucking conference rooms and discussed at private fucking secret lodges. They're discussed over fucking whiskies and fucking wine. Okay? They're not made in court. They're making a laughing stock of the fucking whole court system. Why? Because they all scratch each other's back to climb the fucking ladder, the corporate ladder of the legal system. That's how it works, people. I know. I don't think. I don't presume. I don't assume. I fucking know. It's not law. It's kind of like this. Why do you think the Western world's entire political spectrum, the whole governmental fucking scheme, which is another word for scam, if you're scheming, you're scamming, okay? It's the same as conspiring. If you're conspiring a conspiracy. Doesn't mean it's not fucking real. More conspiracies have turned out to be fact than they have to be fiction, right? And the court's still out on most of them. On the ones that they haven't proven yet. The results aren't in yet. Why do you think they've all gone fucking sideways? Because all of our political parties are riddled with fucking lawyers, solicitors and barristers. They're riddled with people that went to law school. What do you get when you... I'll call them lawyers, okay? Lawyers, Jesus didn't have much good to say about lawyers. I think he put them up there with people who should so cause a child to stumble. Anyone who should so cause a child to stumble would be better to have a millstone placed around their neck and cast into the sea. Pretty sure he placed lawyers in the same group. What do you get when you fucking elect lawyers into Parliament? More laws. That's all you get is a whole bunch of fucking convoluted laws that create loopholes for themselves. That's all you'll get. Because lawyer comes from the word liar. You know that, don't you? Right? Maybe you didn't. It does. Why do you think we got such a fucking housing problem? A homelessness crisis. It's not a housing crisis. There's no such fucking thing. Your house doesn't have a fucking crisis. You do. People have crises. It's a homelessness crisis. It's a fucking mental health crisis. It's a crisis of conscience. It's a greed fucking crisis. It's a legislature crisis, but it ain't a housing crisis. They've taken the personality, they've taken the person out of the crisis by calling it a housing crisis. Inanimate objects don't have crises, okay? People do. Your brethren. Next door, ain't good. Right? Now look at China. They have quite a lot of earthquakes in China. And look at their buildings. Look at how tall they are. They can have a magnitude 3 to 4 earthquake, and you can be at the top of one of them buildings and it barely shakes now. Why? Because their governments are full of civil engineers, military personnel. If you honestly think America has got fucking China in check, you need to check yourself. America hasn't got a fucking hope. China has got fucking millions of fucking humanoid drones, dog drones with fucking fully automatic fucking weapons that fire in all directions on them. They've got fucking planes that could spit out 1,000 fucking AI fucking attack drones and swarm drones at once. Imagine if you had 10 of those. That's 10,000. That's a swarm of 10,000 attack drones. Zero loss of zero loss of life for them. And here is Australia wanting to recruit 9,000 fucking people, 9,000 of our kids a year, 9,000 a year of our kids as they walk out of school, still young, dumb and full of cum. That's, when it all goes to custard, that's not a war. That's an ethnic fucking cleansing. And here you all are worrying about fucking Charlie Kirk and shit. Desi Freeman. Who's probably sitting somewhere fucking living it up. Now, you fuck off over there. We don't want to see you again. Here's a shit ton of fucking money. Enjoy your pina coladas and your little fucking island of fucking hookers. Have a fucking ball, mate. Meanwhile, our government's pretending to look for someone who's not even in the fucking country. Do you think Christopher Skase might have been used as a distraction at one time? I believe so. Do you think Chappelle Corby might have been used as a distraction? Yep, sure fucking was. Every time something like that happens, ignore it. It's a nothing burger, it's fucking nothing. But if you don't ignore it, and everyone jumps on board with the direction that it's fucking ushered to go in, they get the fucking reaction they want, and they get to implement the solution that we fucking will wish that we never let them implement. Right? Crisis, reaction, solution. Then you have the perception of crisis, reaction, solution. COVID. That's a perception of there being a crisis. There wasn't a crisis. It was just made to look like there was a crisis. The people didn't start dying until the fucking clot shots came out. Right? But nobody knew. Nobody that got the shots, everyone from fucking police to military personnel to the fucking old homeless mate down the fucking road on the rock and roll. Nobody knew that there was a difference between any of the shots. The whole world went into lockdown. Bam, there's one thing. We figured out how to fucking subdue the people out of fear and make them thank us for it. 2, they worked out how to get nothing but yes people into the so-called public services and use them as a strong arm against the people. Your police service is full of fucking yes people, yes men and yes women who aren't very fucking feminine. There's nothing feminine about a feminist. They're just fucking remote control dickheads. That's all they are now. All these people are remote control dickheads, probably quite literally with their graphene oxide. All of them had graphene oxide. But not all of them had the compounds taken from fucking jellyfish and rattlesnake and so forth. Bat fucking soup. Bat guano, whatever it's called, bat shit. Bat shit alright, bat shit fucking crazy for taking it. Not all of them had the clot fucking compounds. Those of you who don't have pericarditis and myocarditis probably got saline, but you've all got graphene oxide. How many people have seen the footage of people that show up on fucking what was it? There's cameras in shopping centres that will pick up on electronic devices. There's what do they call it? A Wi-Fi camera. And you can tell the people who had the fucking shots from the people who didn't. The people who didn't have the shots don't come up with a little fucking square around them. The people walking around with little squares around them are the people that had the shots. I've seen them. I've seen them. It's a thing, people. It's a thing. And they can see you from behind shelves. You can see the square, right? And as they walk out the end of the aisle, now there's a person in the middle of that square. I've seen it. So, just go and keep voting, I guess. Thinking you can vote your way out of tyranny. When there is not a single fucking person in there that's in there for you. They're in there for self-interest. And they're stupid cunts because they think they're going to be in the big club. Guess what? You're not in it. Albo, you're not in it. Do you think that the fucking big club doesn't fucking laugh at you if you're being such a stupid looking fucking idiot and you're just going along with your shit and turning on your fucking own people? Albanese? Oh, I can't stand that motherfucker. Penny Wong, how big's your dick? You Chinese fucking terrorist. How's Amy's list going? How's Amy's list going? You know, all the politicians that voted for the Full-Term Abortion Act. Full-term abortion is now legal in all states. Did you know that? You can give birth to a child to have it left in a fucking bucket to die. You can either call me a conspiracy theorist on that or actually go and have a fucking look. That's the difference between assumption, presumption and facts. You're allowed to use your own brain, you know. You're allowed to research things for yourself. Right? Right? You're allowed to read books. Alright? You're allowed to learn how to cook. You're allowed to read books. You're allowed to read books. Hmm? Hmm? You're allowed to read books. Right? You're allowed to read books. You're allowed to read books. I'm going to say this over and over and over. And you know what else you're allowed to do? You're allowed to know the difference between understanding and comprehension. You're allowed, that's Webster's English Thesaurus, that is the Penguin English Dictionary, that is the Collins Australian Ringbinder Dictionary. I want to get my hands on another original Oxford English Dictionary, because you'll find the difference between the meanings of the words from Roman Latin to Greek Latin to Norse. From lay terms, the language of the commons, to the language of the Queen's English, to corporate speak. The three English fucking languages. You're allowed to do that at the moment, until they start burning our books again. It's happened before, don't think it won't happen again. Now on that, I do love yous all. I pray for yous all. I pray for yous all for the best of all of yous, that yous all wake up properly. Actually wake up. Stop following. Stop following. There's only one thing you should follow. It's the voice of the Good Shepherd. It will serve you well. The voice of the Good Shepherd is your conscience, your discernment, your critical mind. Only then are you going to actually wake up. Stop letting people tell you what's happening. Stop letting people tell you what to do. You know what to do. Stop making decisions based on will I get in trouble or not, and start making decisions based on if it is right or wrong. Right and wrong is lawful and unlawful, righteous and unrighteous. Legal and illegal, well geez, there's a lot of things you can legally do that aren't fucking right. Like destroying the world's fucking food supply by taking farms away from farmers and filling them with fucking power turbines. Polluting the world with their fiberglass and asbestos and fucking burning oil when they seize up. With their non-biodegradable fucking solar farms that don't work. But hey, you do you, boo. You do you. You'll figure it out one day. Let's just hope it's not too late. Because I know we're not in end times yet. We're not. So stop following those people too, okay? We're not in the end times yet. I was starting to think that, but no, we're not. How do I know this? Because everything that we're seeing that's being pushed as an agenda in Israel and the Temple on the Mount and the red heifers and all the bullshit, it's all been forced by man. It's been manipulated by men. It hasn't happened organically. It's not the will of God, so it's not real. Okay? It's not the will of God, so it's not real. I think you'll find at some point they're probably going to start trying to tell you that one of these so-called things in the sky that we can't see is fucking wormwood. And they're going to say that wormwood is an alien invasion. There's my prediction. Do you know that they've been planning an alien invasion since fucking... I know Ronald Reagan started the Space Force based on the preface that we could be invaded by aliens. That's who started it, not Donald Trump. Ronald Reagan. Which was partially his speech on how he claimed that he got the fucking Berlin Wall taken down. No, you didn't, Ronald. That was people power. Pink Floyd done 10 times more than you ever fucking did. Anyway, people, God bless you and bye-bye for now. Learn your history.